Hey guys, Kate420 back again with a video a little different than normal. I'm considering making a political channel separate from my regular content so that I can get my political talking out, but not have that be part of what my normal subscribers have to deal with when they come to my channel. I'd like them to be able to come and deal with content that's completely not political, that's more, my conspiracy theory and deep state and eugenics and, future human technology combination stuff that they're going to be doing, vaccines, all that good stuff. That's my world. Missing people, false flags, things like that. But I still think that that goes hand in hand with politics. Therefore, we should be able to talk about both. And so here I am telling you that Hillary Clinton is going to run for president in 2020. She will ultimately be the Democratic nominee. And I believe that she has not only planned this impeachment push against Trump, but she also, I believe, was part of the whistleblower who has leaked this nefarious information that turned out to not match up to the actual transcript of the phone call. I believe Hillary Clinton is doing her normal MO. She is going to run for president in a what do you say this? A tiger don't change its stripes, a leopard don't change its spots. Hillary Clinton don't change her pantsuit. So, listen, this ain't any different than 2016 and 2008, except she set this up to be the hero. She allowed 20 Democratic nominees to come out and scare the bejesus out of the country. She allowed them to talk crazy about free this and free that and open borders and um health care for illegals and taking your AR-15s, and she just let them spew off all these disgusting. So then the only choices left are the leading candidate, Joe Biden, and maybe Elizabeth Warren, but she's taking care of them as well. Hillary Clinton is who leaked the Ukrainian information about Joe Biden, but she didn't just leak it now. She leaked it back in 2015 when she was afraid Joe Biden was going to run for president then. But let's see what Hillary has to say on her typical round of Sunday morning toast. Hillary is known for one thing. When she runs for president, she is on every talk show. Oops. And she did not let us down by escaping this one. Hold on a second. Got to get the arrow right. There we go.
If he knows he's an illegitimate president, he knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And I take responsibility for those parts of it that I should. But Jane, it was like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado. So of course he's obsessed with me. And I believe that it's a guilty conscience in so much as he has a conscience.
Why is he so obsessed with me? Okay. Sorry, I snorted. Hillary. Are you not the one that's literally not shut up about the 2016 election and it's 2019? Who's obsessed with who? Ay. If she would only just admit. Anyway, Don't forget that the head of the DNC at the time, Donna Brazile, she was running the DNC during the 2016 election. And her recent book, I believe it was in 2017 or 18, she came out with that Hillary Clinton did rig the primary by buying out the DNC prior to the election. The DNC was broke before this election too, just like they were in 2016. They were broke and then going bankrupt. So do you think that I don't know, some billionaire George Soros didn't come along and buy the DNC again? Hillary has planned this. She knew she couldn't just get in. It wouldn't work this time. She had to be begged. She had to have the whole Democratic Party desperate for a centrist to come back and save the day. Not. Let's see what she did to Joe Biden. Okay. This is Devin Nunes. He was the committee leader of I believe it may be the House Intelligence Committee. However, when the Democrats took over the House in 2019, he became the ranking member, and he gets to sit back and watch Nadler and Adam Schiff, destroy everything. But he comes out with a little piece of information here that nobody has talked about during this whole Ukrainian BS that's going all over TV. Trump never tweeted, "Hey, guys, New York Times, Washington Post, you need to investigate Hunter Biden's connections with Burisma and Joe Biden's connections with Ukraine, and because he had a prosecutor fired that was looking into a company his son was on the board of." Never once. Trump tweets everything. Trump tweets about climate change being a hoax. Trump tweets about the rude waitress at the restaurant. Why? If he was trying to disparage his opponent, Joe Biden, if that was his purpose of getting this dirt, secretly, by the way, on a secret phone call, why didn't he do this famous Trump thing that he always does? When he wants it in the news, he tweets about it. He didn't. Hillary Clinton, I believe, set up this whistleblower to release this information. Here's Devin Nunes, though, to say that this might be the end for Joe Biden again, because she took him out in 2015 with the same dirt. Listen up. Oops. Oh, don't tell me. Here we go again. Maybe I got it. Sorry, guys. Let it load. Come on, Wi-Fi, where are you right now? See, I'm learning. I gotta start just singing in between. Then nobody gets mad at me because everybody just picks on me instead. All right, here we go. Let's listen. This is Maria Bartiromo, and I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing because it's like 10 minutes long. So I'm just gonna wait for it to hurry up and load. Let's see. All right, I'm about to read it. All right, who cares? California Republican Rep. Devin Nunes on the whistleblower complaint against Trump. The IG report on alleged FISA abuse and privacy concerns with big tech. California Rep. Devin Nunes predicts on Fox Sunday Morning Futures that Joe Biden's campaign will likely come to an end. All because newly resurfaced reports about his possible misconduct in Ukraine that first originated, hang on, let me make sure everybody sees that first originated when Hillary Clinton was trying to make sure Biden didn't get into the race in 2015 it was. The top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee made the claims as the Des Moines Register CNN Mediacom poll showed Elizabeth Warren surging ahead of Biden. Hang on. Maybe it's going to finally play. Oh, hang on. It looked like it was playing. I'm not even bothering with that no more. Anyway, first originated when Hillary Clinton was trying to make sure Biden didn't enter the race. It says Biden held a 9-point lead over Warren in the poll as recently as June. Nunez speaks to anchor Maria Martoromo, saying with the whistleblower's allegation that President Trump acted inappropriately on the Ukrainian President Zelensky call will ultimately backfire and shine a light on Biden's own misconduct. It says CNN later acknowledged the whistleblower had no firsthand knowledge of the call, and top Ukrainian official said Saturday defended Trump's actions. All right, let's get out of here. I don't know why my camera isn't up, but I'm hoping you can hear me. Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? Okay, Hillary Clinton's zombie impeachment memo that could help her help fell Trump. Right. So of course, Hillary Clinton is known for one thing, and it's not her husband. It's her working on the Watergate impeachment of Nixon. Hillary Clinton, lawyer for the Rodino Committee, and John Doerr here, for the chief counsel of the committee. And this is her back in, the 70s or something. Hang on, we're going to find out. It says a congressional report that Clinton helped pen in Watergate was later used to justify impeaching her husband, and it is now guiding Democrats angling to oust Trump. I wonder who brought that back up. I wonder who might have mentioned we can use this for Trump. A document Hillary Clinton helped write nearly a half century ago has vanquished from the dead to threaten the man she couldn't vanquish in 2016. It says the bizarre, hang on here. Where'd it go? The bizarre. Oh, only in DC twist. Sorry, I had to look for my camera. Twist centers on a congressional report penned by a bipartisan team of young attorneys that included Hillary before she knew she was a Clinton, and written in the throes of Watergate. It says then, unlike now, not a single lawmaker had been alive the last time a Congress impeached a president, and they had little understanding of how to try and remove Richard Nixon from the White House. So they tapped Clinton and a team of ambitious staffers to dive into the history of impeachment and stretching way back to the 14th century of England. How has impeachment been used? What were the justifications, and can we apply it to Nixon? The resulting document became a centerpiece of the congressional push to drive the Republican president from office, but then Nixon resigned and the memo was buried. That was just the report's first life. In an ironic twist, the document was resurrected in the late 1990s, and the Republicans gleefully used it to bolster their unsuccessful bid to oust Clinton's now husband, President Bill Clinton. Then it faded from public conscience again. Until now, the 45-year-old report has become a handbook House Democrat lawmakers and aides say they are using to help determine whether they have the goods to mount a full-scale impeachment effort against Donald Trump, the same man who 3 years ago upended Bill Clinton's bid for a return trip to the White House. This is my buddy, High Impact Flicks. Go check him out. Subscribe to him. Go subscribe to High Impact Vlogs, his other channel. Let's see here. There we go. There's the camera. Hello. I don't know what happens. It just goes and comes and goes and comes. Sometimes I'm just stranded on another page. But anyway, let's do this.
Hypocrites. do you know? One of the most bloodthirsty, warmongering, traitorous, lying, psychopathic criminals ever to infect a country just had to go out and flap her gums about the impeachment.
So this is a moment of reckoning.
A moment of reckoning.
A historic moment. And I'm very grateful to Speaker Pelosi for her leadership.
This is Armageddon. This is like giving you bowl of doggy do, put a cherry on top and call it a chocolate sundae.
And I'm very grateful to Speaker Pelosi for her leadership.
There's so much more at stake because it's not just what we now know happened in a phone call between this president and his counterpart in Ukraine.
What difference at this point does it make?
Right.
We are living through a crisis in our democracy. I think it is fair to say we have known who Donald Trump is for some time now.
Like
This is tantamount
Hillary
to
Clinton.
world-renowned mass murderer, pervert, and cannibal Jeffrey Dahmer saying, "We've known who O.J. Simpson is for some time." By the way, is this from the thigh or bicep portion of my last victim?
We have known who Donald Trump is for some time now.
We knew he was a corrupt businessman who cheated people.
I'm trying to picture a Haitian watching this with his jaw hanging open after the Clinton Foundation literally stole hundreds of millions of dollars in relief that was supposed to go to Haiti after that devastating earthquake.
Let's just do the earthquake in Haiti. When the earthquake happened in Haiti, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State over here, right? Yeah. And she put Bill Clinton head of Haiti reconstruction money. Okay. $6 billion came through. That money never made it to Haiti. Bill Clinton is the only one who had control of this money system. Sister, there's so much information about that out there.
We knew that his campaign invited foreign adversaries to tamper with our elections.
No, we don't.
Hillary, isn't there a little something you're leaving out about the 2016 election where you kind of swiveled Bernie Boy out of the nomination?
We learned today from former Democratic National Committee Chairwoman Donna Brazile that the Clinton campaign, in her view, did rig the presidential nominating process by entering into an agreement.
What the hell did you just say?
The Clinton campaign, in her view, did rig the presidential nominating process by entering into an agreement to control day-to-day operations at the DNC. The Clinton campaign controlling the party's staffing, strategy, finances, communications, and that agreement was entered into in August 2015, a year before she defeated Senator Bernie Sanders. This must
Before there was ever a race.
This is a real problem.
Very quickly, Senator, do you agree with the notion that it was rigged?
Yes.
We knew
Bingo.
he was a corrupt
Remember
businessman
that.
who cheated people.
Very quickly, Senator, do you agree with the notion that it was rigged?
Bingo.
Yes. You cheated people.
And now we know that in the course of his duties as our president, he's endangered us all by putting his personal and political interests ahead of the interests of the American people.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
He's endangered us all by putting his personal and political interests ahead of the interests of the American people.
No, he's put the American people ahead
Went to
of
work,
you,
and it was President Reagan in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen, and let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam.
He's endangered us all by putting his personal and political interests ahead of the interests of the American people. I had a chance to visit with Nancy backstage, and I really share her view that the seriousness with which she has addressed the question of impeachment is exactly in line with what a sobering decision she had to make.
Sorry, Hillary.
Sober
like
and
jumbo
Pelosi?
shrimp or tight slacks or airline food or military intelligence. Sober and Nazi Pelosi just don't go together.
Nope.
NAACP Centennial Anniversary.
NAACP.
And now it is a great pleasure to be with you here in New York, in Detroit, for the NAACP's 110th anniversary. And to Mayor McDuggan, and in our new House,
champagne.
the House Congressional Black Caucus, we too must continue to stand firm for fairness, for genuine equality. Once we restore the vote, once we break the grasp of special interest, to do so you must avoid the dazzling, blindness, a pay raise that is so excessive. That's in the workplace. We must achieve justice in healthcare. In the dark days of the revolution, the times have found all of us to achieve a future.
What a sobering decision she had to make.
To achieve a future full of justice. Once we break the grasp of special interest.
And now she must, as she has explained, proceed with an impeachment inquiry into the president.
Says the wife of a guy who was impeached.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. These allegations are false.
Who has betrayed his oath of office to uphold the Constitution and protect and defend our country. This occupant of the Oval Office poses a clear and present danger to our future, to our democracy.
It's a zippity day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for neighbors. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Oh, hi, boys and girls. The word for today is bullshit. And Mr. Rogers is going to take a little time to put his boots on, because the bullshit's getting real deep in here now. Now, the last word for the day today, boys and girls, is treason. Can you say treason? Treason. Good job, boys and girls. Oh, here's an example of treason right now.
Yeah.
Shh, let's listen.
Thank you very much, Richard, and I am delighted to be here in these new headquarters. I have been often to, the mothership in New York City, but it's good to have an outpost of the council right here down the street from the State Department. We get a lot of advice from the council, so this will mean I won't have as far to go to be told what we should be doing and how we should think about the future.
What the hell is wrong with you people? Guys, if you enjoy these videos,
all right. So anyway, yes, if you enjoy the video, thank you. I took a little. I couldn't have put it any better than that. And I needed you guys to see exactly what I mean by Hillary's out there right now. And you need to call her bullshit, because she is trying to be she wants everyone to beg her to run, beg her to get in. We need you, Hillary. We need you. And that's just not what we need at all. So there we go. Now I'm waiting. Let's get this one loaded up on me. Come on. Oh, I don't know what that is. But all right, here we go. Threat summary. That's what it was. So anyway, Pelosi, who you just heard speak so soberingly, is now saying that this impeachment ploy at Donald Trump is worth losing the House over. That's
heading into the next election cycle. Do you have any anxiety at all about any of the stuff we're talking about, or anything that we're not talking about, impacting your ability to hold control of the House in 2020?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Our first responsibility is to protect and defend the Constitution.
So Hillary's talked Nancy into this impeachment is balls to the wall. We need to this is our second chance at a coup. And I told you in the beginning, I think that she knew that we were going to have these crazy hard left-wing candidates back here it says, I don't remember when this, yeah, okay. So back in July, it says the Democrats' crazy leftward turn was in a reaction to Hillary Clinton. So show that this totally, when people say things went left, this is a example of the things went left because of what happened with Hillary in the election. These new candidates were forced to go far to the left of her. And now she has this open space clear to step in and say, moderates, your Messiah is here. I am here. Joe Biden was hoping to be that person. So is Elizabeth Warren, but I don't think either will be. Here's another thing Hillary's known for doing when she's running for president. She always writes a book. And wouldn't you know it, the day after my birthday, Hillary decides to drop an excerpt from the book of Gutsy Women by Hillary Rodham and Chelsea Clinton. Excerpt below. I don't want to give her any more what do you call it, customers than she may already have. Therefore, we're not going to keep going over any of that. But Hillary actually had a book written about her when she ran her first time in 2008, and that was written by, I believe, Carl Bernstein. That was one of the biggest only going to be in the race, and that was A Woman in Charge. Now, let's talk about the Ukrainian efforts in 2015. This is the article that came out shortly after Donald Trump was put in office. It says Ukraine. This is what is it? Yep, right after Trump actually he won in November. That he wasn't even inaugurated yet, guys. This is 9 days before Trump's inauguration. Okay, read it. Presidential transition. Okay, Ken Vogel. It's for sorry guys, damn it. Here, hopefully it'll come back. Hold on. Ken Vogel writes for the Wall Street Journal. He writes for the Times. He writes for the Washington Post. Okay, this is a NewsGuard. Look up in my corner. The green shield means this is NewsGuard approved, okay? Meaning that they are a reputable news site. Donald Trump was not the only presidential candidate whose campaign was boosted by officials of a former Soviet bloc country. Although we all know that only $100,000 worth of Facebook ads and some weird memes were what they're calling Russian interference after $25 million investigation where no collusion with Russia was found. Donald Trump is now, this in 2017 has been buried because of who the front runner is, because Joe Biden is the front runner candidate and they don't want him taken out. Well, Hillary, you might have been sneaky again. As our friend Devin Nunes just let us know, this says what? Ukrainian government officials tried, Ukrainian government officials tried to help Hillary Clinton undermine Trump by questioning his fitness for office, and they disseminated documents implicating a top Trump aide in corruption and suggested they were investigating the matter only to back away from it after the election. And they helped Clinton's allies research damaging information on Trump's advisors. A Politico investigation found out. Politico, guys. Yeah. It's the left-wing newspaper. So go ahead, Hillary lovers, tell me that Hillary left-wing newspaper is lying. Now, it says a Ukrainian American operative who was consulting for the DNC, Democratic National Committee, met with top officials at the Ukrainian embassy in Washington in an effort to expose Trump's ties between Trump, top campaign aide Paul Manafort, and Russia, according to people with direct knowledge of the situation. The efforts had an impact on the race, helping Manafort's resignation and advancing the narrative that Trump's campaign was deeply connected to Ukraine's foe to the east, Russia. But they were far less concerted or essentially directed than Russia's alleged hacking and dissemination of the Democratic emails. I'm going to do a video on that. Let's not even get into that right now, because Russia did not hack, nor did they disseminate the emails. And that's why Julian Assange is locked up in a prison in Belmarsh, London, buried in the furthest wings of the medical unit, dying because he leaked, or he got the emails from the leaker from the DNC, whose name was Seth Rich, who is now dead. Hillary Clinton has more people betting, which you guys, if you know anything about politics, the political betting pool is where it counts. Polls don't matter. Polls don't matter because people lie. Polls don't matter because people are ashamed. Oh, there goes the dogs. Oh, well. Polls don't matter because people are ashamed sometimes to talk about who they are voting for in front of other people or to other people. Come on. There we go. So, if you know anything about politics, then you know that the political betting pool is who will ultimately decide the candidate. Come on. Oops.
In 2020, you've already raised $100 million. Dream.
Hold on. There you go. I gotta get it up there so I can do. There we go. Okay.
Dream person to run against in 2020. You've already raised $100 million. Dream candidate to run against.
So far, I like them all. I don't see anybody.
Hillary's not. Apparently, she's not down and out.
I like her too. I'd be
I like
very happy
too.
with Hillary. I like them all. I don't see anybody that I wouldn't enjoy running against.
So he even acknowledges that Hillary is definitely an option. Why would he even? Now, Trump's not stupid. Trump knows how the Clintons play ball politically. More bettors at one British bookmaker are backing Hillary Clinton to be the Democratic Party's 2020 nominee than they are any of the candidates that are actually running the race, giving her better odds of winning than Senator Cory Booker, Beto O'Rourke, among others, you guys. The former Secretary of State and First Lady is not a candidate in the party's primaries and was the Democratic nominee in 2016, in which she lost to President Trump despite winning the popular vote by almost 3 million. She lost the Electoral College, period. At the bookmakers' Ladbrokes, Clinton has seen enough backing by bettors to rise to the 7th favorite of the 2020 nomination at 20-1. It says Booker, a senator in New Jersey, is 8th at 33-1, and O'Rourke, former Texas, is 50-1, and he's in 9th. We're baffled, to be honest, says Matt Shattuck, head of because you don't know Hillary Clinton. Says Matt Shattuck, head of political betting at Ladbrokes. We've taken more bets on her than any of the other runners. And amid speculation that she could enter, Clinton has ruled herself out. I'm not running, but I'm going to keep working, speaking, and standing up for what I believe, she said in New York News, News 12 in March. Guys, she has always denied running every time she was running. 2015, she said she wasn't running, and in 2007, she said she wasn't running. Anyway, here she is over in the corner talking again. She writes a tweet, but my emails. Anyway, leading the polls is former Vice President Joe Biden, which is exactly why she had to leak the dirt on him and his son. She needs to take Biden. Biden's the only candidate that represents the middle right now. He's the only reason he's holding on to that vote, those people's votes, is because of his name recognition. Who can take that name recognition and deal with political hits like this, like she's swatting flies? Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden, it's taken one hit and he's down. Hillary Clinton swats it away like flies. Mark my words. I'm not the only one. People are backing left and right. You heard it. You saw it with your own words. Wall Street donors are not for Elizabeth Warren, guys. Wall Street Democratic donors warn, we will sit out or back Trump if you nominate Elizabeth Warren. Now, this was on the 26th, shortly after the Ukraine nonsense broke. They realized what was going on. This actually was updated on my birthday. Okay, so listen, they realized what was going on, guys. And they said, no, we're not playing this because the Clintons have got their little hands involved. I can tell right now that they're taking out Biden. So if they're taking out Biden, we need to let it be known we're not getting stuck with Warren. Warren is a critic of big banks and corporations, has called for a wealth tax, and in recent interviews, several big money Democratic donors and fundraisers have in the business community have found that this opinion has become widely shared as Warren surges against Joe Biden. And it says Democratic donors on Wall Street and big business are preparing to sit out the presidential campaign and the fundraising cycle or back President Donald Trump if Elizabeth Warren wins the party's nomination. In recent weeks, CNBC spoke to several high-dollar Democratic donors and fundraisers in the business community and found that this opinion was widespread. It says as she gains momentum against Joe Biden in the 2020 race. You're in a box because you're a Democrat and you're thinking, I want to help the party, but she's going to hurt me. So I'm going to help President Trump, said a senior private equity executive who spoke on condition of anonymity in fear of retribution by party leaders. So the executive said Wednesday, a day after Nancy Pelosi announced the House would begin formal impeachment, which she can't do because she didn't vote on it. But a spokeswoman for Warren declined to comment. She tweeted her response to the CNBC report. It says, during the campaign, Warren has put out multiple plans intended to curb influence of Wall Street. You know, Wall Street loves Hillary, which is why they're making this little statement. Hey, guys, just so you know, if you think we're going to have Warren, you're crazy. So you better have somebody in there to replace Biden. That's where our hero Hillary is going to start. Mark my words. Now, just so you know, it's not just Wall Street that's not backing Warren. This middle America, the regular everyday working person, is also not backing Elizabeth Warren. She has got a lot of Bernie Sanders support. However, as is said here, she's 30 years too late. Both Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are political throwbacks, whereas Warren wants to fix policies that went astray in the Clinton era. Sanders wants to change the economic foundations of American life. Elizabeth Warren had her road to Damascus moment back in 1995, the year she joined the faculty of Harvard Law. She was 46. She was asked to take part in a congressional commission on reforming bankruptcy laws. She went in with the best of intentions, ready to draw up policies to help struggling families. But as she attended each hearing, she was shocked to find lobbyists swooping in like vultures to pick it all apart. The whole process made me gag, she later wrote. Shortly after that, in 1996, she changed her party registration from Republican to Democrat. She fought a noble fight for 10 years, and in 1998, she met with First Lady Hillary Clinton, who told her over a hamburger and French fries that the bill taking shape tilted the playing field heavily in favor of the banks against ordinary Americans. I pounded Mrs. Clinton with graphs, charts, projections. The First Lady was convinced. Despite having signaled earlier support, the Clinton White House vetoed the bill in its final days. Warren's crusade was working. She basically had her opportunity to make her big move then, and now everyone knows what her move is, and so no one is interested in that move. I'm not the only H.A. Goodman, who has been convinced, hat-tipped H.A. 6 months now. He's been doing a video a day on how Hillary Clinton will run in 2020. And I have laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at H.A. But guess what? H.A. is right. Hillary Clinton will be in this race, and they're going to beg her to run. Her minions will beg for her to please come out of retirement and run, because Joe Biden is knocked out and Senator Warren is going to falter. So at the last moment, Hillary Clinton, who doesn't need to be in any debate, nor does she need to do much any more real campaigning at the moment, she will step in the last few months of this primary. Mark my words. Just a few weeks ago, it seemed unlikely that Hillary Clinton would enter the race for the White House in 2020. But now the Biden campaign is deeply struggling, and the constant focus that the impeachment choir is putting on his son's dealing with Ukraine has already significantly damaged his chances. Biden's numbers are sliding nationally, and in the early voting states, they are really starting to plunge. The only thing that made him a strong candidate in the first place was he was Barack Obama's vice president for 8 years. And unfortunately, for Biden, his weaknesses are being really exposed over the course of this campaign. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren has been surging, and she's now in first place in several early voting states. This has put the establishment in panic mode because, where is it? There we go. Because it looks like Warren will have a really good shot of actually beating Biden, but none of the establishment candidates have been able to maintain any sort of traction whatsoever. And at this point, none of them are close to double digits in major national polls. So that means that the establishment Democrats need a savior, is what I said, right? It turns out that savior could end up being Hillary Clinton. And all of a sudden, Hillary Clinton is popping up all over mainstream media. She has repeatedly supported the impeachment inquiry in the recent days. I believe you'll find her that this isn't in the newspaper. I believe that we're going to find out that later on that she is behind the whistleblower report. But the person who is the whistleblower, or the people inside the White House, which we're going to talk about in just a second, that were part of that part of bringing this dirt out and spilling it to the whistleblower, are going to be connected to the Clintons in some way. The lawyer for the whistleblower is already connected to the Clintons. Anyway, consider. Oh, I let you already see that video. So it says, this is not a political statement. It's harsh reality, which is why Speaker has acted, because it goes to the core of our values, our strength, our freedom, our security, and prosperity. We wouldn't even be talking about the possibility of another Clinton run for presidency if things had gone smoothly for Joe Biden. But Biden's struggles had opened up a door for Elizabeth Warren. And this week, 2 national polls actually show her leading on Biden. So I told you, Wall Street and big business don't like Biden. He's using the same thing. Anybody who knows Clinton's MO, I'm serious. We all know. Wait a minute, what's she doing? She said she's not running. We know this. And anyway, it says, and at this moment, it appears their best alternative is Hillary Clinton. Of course, Hillary would love to redeem herself. And it's interesting to note she does have a full slate of media appearances next week. The following comes from the Gateway Pundit. Speculation is starting to grow that repeatedly failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton may try to run for office once again, as she has a full slate of media appearances next week. Former First Lady is making appearances on CBS Sunday Morning, Stephen Colbert, and The View. The Blitz is being billed as a way to promote her book with her daughter Chelsea, the Book of Gutsy Women I just told you about. So will Hillary actually pull the trigger and make another White House run? It still feels a bit of a long shot, but many believe that it's a definite possibility, and I do too.